If you're a coach or a consultant, an entrepreneur, or a business executive, I'm going to help you write and launch a category-defining book. Now, the average author that works with us has their book debut in the top 2% of all books and debuts with a sold-out launch event. And if your book doesn't lead you to a sold-out launch event, I will host it for you myself and get butts in seats. So to recap, we will work with you one-on-one to help you develop, write, and launch a category-defining book. And if we can't help you have a packed launch event, we will plan and host it for you ourselves. So how can I make such a bold claim? Well, it's really simple. I've worked with over 2,000 authors, more than 75 of which have been named National Book Award winners or finalists. I've helped authors win seven-figure clients directly from their book, earn tens of thousands of dollars from speaking and workshops, and help my authors appear on nearly every single major media and publication around. So listen, if that's all that you need to hear, then book a call with me or my team, and we'll talk to you about the process of getting started, defining, developing, and writing your category-defining book. But if you'd like to learn more, then stick around and I'll share a little bit about how this entire thing works. You'll hear how we helped Derek Gaunt turn his career as a hostage negotiator into a category-defining book that has led him to become one of the most in-demand keynote speakers and exploded his consulting business. You'll also hear how we helped Valerie Aloe turn her work as a leading thinker about diversity, inclusion, and equity into more than a dozen National Book Awards, and you'll hear how it helped her grow her speaking career. And you'll hear how we helped Nate Adrosky take his insights into behavior science and turn them into a book that has helped him land multiple seven-figure clients and earn a spot on the Inc. 5000. Here's the thing, you don't just want to write a book, you want to launch a book and have sold-out speaking events and workshops, client opportunities. That's the reason you're doing this book. So what we do is we work with you, identifying those key emotional threads, looking for those intellectually compelling insights, and pulling them together into a book, working hand in hand to develop a category-defining book. But then we think about how we launch it. That's how we build the book. We think about those pieces together, not only writing it, but ultimately thinking about how we're going to launch it to open those opportunities. And here's exactly how it'll work. Now, step one, we extract your unconventional insight. Now, yours is probably there. It's that one simple thing that your clients or customers thank you for time and time again. That's the insight, the key thing that helps books spread like wildfire, and quite honestly, it's the single thing that most first-time authors miss. We're going to identify yours, turn it into a framework, a system. That's going to be the foundation behind it. It's the key thing that will take your book from an interesting book into a category-defining book. Step two, we identify your emotional thread. Now, category-defining books are built on stories, and that's the core thing that we need to identify. And you'll have a team of developmental, revision, and structural editors that will work with you hand in hand to pull out those emotional threads. These may be stories from your life, people you've interviewed, people you've worked with, but ultimately the core of this book is that emotional thread that gets people to care. We're gonna help you tell better stories to make people care about your book. Step three, we figure out how to launch the book. Now, it sounds crazy, but we work backwards. When is the launch event? And work all the way up to the point of who we're going to invite, how we're going to build partnerships, how we're going to make this book a strategic opportunity for you. It's the foundation. Once we start to recognize that this book is a tool for you, it changes everything. It makes the writing much easier, and more importantly, it leads to explosive outcomes for your book. Then from here, we get busy creating together a book that's going to define the category and lead to packed launch events. Here's the thing, you don't write a book with us, you build it. And that's why this process works. Too many smart people get worried they're not a very good writer. Not here. You have the core foundations, insights, and stories. Now it's just working with your editor to build the architecture, to pull those pieces together. And that's where the fun really begins. The process creates incredible outputs. As you'll see, more than 75 of our authors have gone on to win National Book Awards. It's because of the fact that we don't write the book, we build it. This approach, building, not just writing a book, means that you're doing more than just creating a book. You're creating your TED Talks, your workshops, your speaking opportunities, all of the things that you need to build that public persona you want. all at the same time. Stop staring at the blank page and let's get started today. If you're ready, jump on a call. We will help you start to define your category defining book and figuring out how you're going to launch it to open opportunities. Jason Levin waited 8 years to launch his book, and now he's tripled his speaking revenue in the first 6 months of his category defining book being out. Rachel Kitchens was told for years to write a book and made $30,000 of new consulting revenue at her launch event. And Ahmad Siddiqui, who thought no one would read his book, is now teaching and consulting for dozens of Silicon Valley companies. He's essentially redefining an entire category. So let's get on a call and get started today. We're going to show you how to build and launch your category defining book.